Yes, my good.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaste, welcome.
Namaste. How are you, Swamiji?
Yes, by
Good.
mother says I'm fine.
Yes, Mother. Jai Ma.
Jai Ma, Jai.
Jai Ma.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste to all, Dick and Ellie.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste, Hari Om. We'll start with our prayer. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhirivritam kalmashapaham. Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam bhuvi grananti ye bhurida janaha. May we be protected, may we be nourished, may we strive with energy and vigor. May our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Your nectar-like words, warm and inspiring life stories, are indeed eradicator of shoots of ignorance. These are auspicious to hear and propitious to inculcate in one's own life. Those who take these words to the world are indeed great benefactor of the world. If we see the character of mother, or what are the states of her various avenues and also her different like aspects. If we see her avenues are restrained, and secondly, what we see that she's unattached, and the third is her mind is equanimous, and the fourth is her inner being is united. Let me explain a bit, then we can understand it. What happens in all our various striving or tapasya, penance, austerities, whatever we say, what we are doing actually, we have various level of existence. One level of existence is interaction with the objects of the world. How we interact? We have outer avenues. We call it 5 outer sense organs. So if we see a person is peaceful, so first thing is that the outer senses is controlled. It cannot do whatever it likes. And in scripture also we find it is Shama, Dhamma. Dhamma means control of outer senses. And second level, so this is grosser level, outer level. But second level is our the behavior pattern. That means how we interact from within. So one is outer level, one is inner level. We call it Shama. First is Dhamma and then Shama. Third level is mental level. So second level, how we interact. We have to be detached. Sukhe dukhe samay kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhayo yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. Asangat. Asanga means asanga shastrena dridhena chitva. You see, like we are flying on the ocean. First, our senses should be, and like outer senses should be under control. Otherwise, we are in difficulties. Say you are driving. If your outer senses is out of control, and hand goes somewhere else where and brake, in place of brake, you accelerate. So that means the outer senses should be under control. And eyes should be fixed on the target. Even the archery also. First, the outer senses, it should be controlled, number one. Then inner senses. Outer senses controlled, but inner senses is not controlled, under control, then we cannot succeed. So mind should be steady. Mind will come, of course, after this. Then the mental state. That should be, again, equative, say like, first is samatvam, then that the mental sameness. Sameness means, say we have liking, disliking. Raga, desha, vijuktestu, vishayan indriyescharan. A person who roams in the objects of this world without attachment and aversion. That means samatva. Samatva. That's the word. Samatva. So what will happen? Say you are driving. First, number one, your outer senses should be under control. Then only the feet that is to be brake, used for brake, it should go, and right pressure should be there. Then only it will brake. Otherwise, accident might happen. Outer senses should be under control, number one. Inner senses should be under control. Why? Because if you are thinking something else, then also you cannot drive properly. Third, mind, mental level. Mind should be, it should be equanimous. Say, like I gave example of driving, but let us think about ourselves. What happens? In mental level, we are either tilted this way or that way. No, there should be equanimous. Sukhe dukhe samay kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddha yujasva naivam papam avapsasi. That means whether misery, you are in misery or in happiness, mind should be equitable or equanimous. Samatvam, same-sightedness. Not to get elated, not to be dejected. So this is a state of equanimity. But deeper within, in our deeper level, that means our atmic level, we are to be united. So in the character of mother, we see mother, when she's seeing the whole world, she's feeling like I'm one with all of them, even animal. For her, they are also her sons and daughters. Even Sri Ramakrishna was, he's also my son. So this, the unity with the whole universe that we find in in the life of mother. So in Atmic level, she's one with all. In mental level, she is equanimous. That means her mind is evenness. Neither, hate for someone or love, too much love for. In general, she loves everyone. So equanimity we can find in mental level. In inner sense level, what we see, her behavior is detached. And outer sense level, her senses are under control. So this is mother's character. Let me repeat, because we want to fashion or we want to shape our personality after Holy Mother. So these qualities should be with us. And now let us take another example like boat. So boat is plying in the ocean. First, our avenues, outer avenues should be under control. So rudder should be kept in such a way that we get maximum support of the flow of wind. So outer senses should be under control. Then inner sense also we are to be restrained, detached. So it is like this. Boat is plying on the waves, and if it is not affected by the waves, then it is better. So we have to maneuver in such a way that we are not disturbed by disturbing waves. And we are facing all the time. All the time some waves will come to destabilize us. But we are to maneuver in such a way that we should not be troubled by that. Now, mental level, we are to be equanimous. That means equanimity should be there. So things will come, something I like, something I don't like. And Sri Krishna says, Tayur na basham agachet. Rag and dvesha, attachment and aversion. Indriyasya indriyasyarthe raga dvesha vyavasthito. This is ordained. It is ordained with our senses, with liking and disliking. But Bhagavan says, Tayor na vasham agachet. Do not come under their sway. So this is equanimity. This will help us equanimity, to gain equanimity. At the final level, we are to feel united with the whole world. So this is what we see in the life of Holy Mother. When she is seeing from her highest level, she is one with the whole universe. And when in a mental level, then she is equanimous, samatvam. And third level, she's not affected by various situations, so detached. And fourth level, her senses are under control. So this we are to learn from Holy Mother. Yes, we'll start our reading.
So we're on page 441. An educated young man from a wealthy family in a village close to Jairambati.
Yes, your sound, you should come closer.
Huh. Whoops. Oh, is that better?
Sound. Increase your sound.
Huh. It's the same setup that I'm always doing. Huh. Let me see. Let me check one thing, the settings real quick. Oops. Let me see. Audio settings. Yeah, I think original. Oh, let me try this. Maybe
Don't
Maybe
worry,
that's-
Barbara.
All right. Is that I can't get much closer. There's a desk in my way. All right. Is that I changed the setting? I don't know if that's helpful or not. I can hear you better than at first. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I had it on some original sound for musicians. Maybe that's what didn't help. Okay. Here we go. An educated young man from a wealthy family in a village close to Jairambati recently received initiation from Holy Mother. He established an ashrama in his village and did a lot of social work. Unfortunately, he fell in love with a young widow who was his close relative. Gossip spreads fast from mouth to mouth. The people of Jairambati heard about it, and the devotees asked Holy Mother to forbid him from visiting. The mother was sad when he learned of her disciple's fall, but she said, "I am a mother. How can I forbid him from seeing me? Such words will never pass through my lips." That young man continued to visit the mother, and one day he brought the woman to her. The mother considered it to be providence and forgave them. There was a young widow in Jairambati who was very poor and earned her livelihood by hard manual labor. She did not remember when she had been married or even who her husband had been. It was only when she grew up that she learned she was a widow, and at that time a Hindu widow could not marry again. Such girls generally live with their parents or husband's family like maidservants. She used to be called to the mother's house to carry the devotee's luggage. The mother had great affection for this young widow. When the girl attained womanhood, she fell in love with a young man, and when their love affair became known, there was a big commotion in that conservative society. Hard-hearted social leaders wanted to punish her. For most of her life, no one had thought to help her or give her any education, and now they began to verbally abuse her. Holy Mother heard the whole story and was worried about the young woman's future. She wholeheartedly prayed to God for the young woman's welfare. God answered Holy Mother's prayer. A wealthy landlord of a neighboring village, who was a disciple of the mother, intervened and reminded the leaders to have a compassionate outlook towards that girl. Peace returned to the village. The mother heaved a sigh of relief. When that landlord came to bow down to the mother, she joyfully blessed him, saying, "My son, you have saved that poor girl from misery. I am extremely pleased and relieved. May the Lord bless you for this intervention." Swami Keshavananda related an important incident that took place in Kolpara in 1919. One day I said to the mother, "Mother, your health is not good and you are suffering from illness off and on. The person who is cooking for you, you know her questionable character. If you allow me, I can find another cook for you." Hearing my words, the mother became very grave and then said, "If you wish, you can get rid of her, but if I forsake her, where will she go?" I immediately fell at the mother's feet and begged forgiveness. "Mother, I made a big mistake. Please be gracious to me and forgive me." Who else can give this kind of reassurance? If I forsake her, where will she go? Whatever we may be, we are none other than the mother's children. She herself said, "If my children are covered with dirt, I will have to take them on my lap after cleaning and washing them. I am their real mother and not a foster mother."
See, both the cases we can see, though fallen women, or say for that matter, anyone, fallen man or this poor girl. So in all these cases, we see mother is so gracious and not only equanimity, but we see grace and compassion in her character. This cannot be explained without that feeling of unity, that she is my own. How can I abandon her? So, from that highest standpoint and also mental standpoint, their inner sense standpoint and outer senses standpoint, she is behaving so wonderfully. This we find in the life of Holy Mother, which is very, very rare. And compassion means here she's not doing out of way, but feeling that she's my own. How can I abandon her? What happens regarding us? First, we are avowed to it. And then we are judgmental. Then we criticize. But nothing of this in the Holy Mother. Her sense of that I am the mother. If I abandon, who will look after? So this is the great example that what I said, that in her highest level, she is one with her whole world, whole creation. And in mental level, she is equanimous. And third level, she is detached. At the same time, you can see she is detached also. And her senses are under perfect control. Yes, go ahead.
Holy Mother was all-knowing and a savior of the fallen. Swami Bhumananda wrote this eyewitness account of a famous actress who had led a sinful life and came to the mother for succor. One morning at 8 o'clock, a woman came to Udbodhan house by car. She walked straight to the steps as if the house were known to her. Later I learned that it was her first visit. The mother was in her room with Yogin Ma, Golap Ma, and the wife of Dr. Agorinath Ghosh. The mother was talking when all of a sudden she said to her companions, "Please wait a little, I will return soon." She walked from her room towards the steps. The woman on the steps was a well-known actress. She was sobbing with her head on the railing of the steps. The mother came down, touched her head, and then hugged her affectionately. Then the mother said to her, "When you come to the Master, you will not have to cry anymore." This assurance made the woman cry even harder. The mother led her upstairs and wiped her eyes with the corner of her cloth. She said, "Now go to the Master and bow down to him with a smiling face." On the upper veranda, the actress first bowed down to the mother, who blessed her by touching her head. The mother also touched her chin with her fingers and kissed them, which was her way of showing love and affection. She took the actress to the shrine. Pointing to the Master's picture on the altar, she said, "Now bow down to the Master." That noon, the actress had her prasad sitting next to the mother, who shared some of her food with her. Another time, the mother was staying at Jagadamba Ashrama in Kolpara. A young woman from a low-caste family came to her with a broken heart and complained that her paramour had suddenly deserted her. She wept bitterly as she related her sad tale to the mother. She had given up her friends and family to live with him, and now she was completely helpless. Touched by her sad plight, the mother sent for the man and rebuked him gently. "This girl has given up everything and everyone for you, and you have taken her service for a long time. Now, if you leave her, you will incur a great sin. You won't find a place even in hell. The mother's words penetrated his heart. He had a change of heart and accompanied that girl home.
So all these are very complicated cases. But mother, how compassionately and uh, with her magnanimity, how she solved each and every case. That's example. Yes, go ahead.
It was not possible for Holy Mother to see faults in others, and she did not like others seeing faults either. Once in Jairambati, some devotees complained to Holy Mother that someone who had been her attendant now lived in Rishikesh and was quarreling with the monks there. They added, "How could he have such bad tendencies after having lived with you and served you so long?" When they left, Holy Mother said to Brahmachari Bharada, "My son, I can no longer see or hear of anyone's faults. One will have to reap the results of one's own past karma. If one were destined to have a deep cut, at the very least, one would get the prick of a needle. They talked about A's faults to me, but where were they in those days? He served me so well. In those days, I lived with my brother's family, and I would boil the patty and then husk it. I used to do all the household work because my sisters-in-law were quite young. Without caring for cold or rain and covered with soot, A would help me by taking the big vessels of boiled patty down from the wooden stove. Now many devotees come, but who was helping me then? Should I forget it all? Well, people should not be blamed. Previously, I noticed people's shortcomings. Later, I prayed to the Master with tears. Master, may I never see faults in others. Thus, after long prayers, I got rid of that bad habit."
So you see, this is natural. As I said in Bhagavad Gita said, Indriyasya indriyasyarthe raga dvesho vyavasthito. It is ordained that senses and object of senses will like it or dislike it. And this is ordained. This is nothing abnormal about it. But the thing is, after experiencing this, we either like or dislike, and we cannot get rid of it. But Holy Mother, even saying about that person who reported, even she did not want to see his fault also. He said, it is, how can they understand how much service he did for Mother? So even she could not see the fault of that person also. So this is because of her compassion, and also we can say that her equanimous mind and not finding faults with others. And it has gone because of the prayer, because of her prayer. So this is the way. If we also feel liking or disliking for someone, and then we have to pray and not to find faults with others. Because whatever is within, that we try to find outside. As Swamiji said, for a child there is no thief. Because for him, that concept of stealing is not there. And then we grow that, and we are attached so much that we cannot outgrow it. But Holy Mother is the ideal character. Like to Sri Ramakrishna, all or different kinds of situations did not come. For him, it was a different kind of interaction. But with Mother, all are homely or related to our day-to-day activities. all these various situations came, and mother had to um, say find the solution for that, and it is for us to follow it. Yes.
Holy Mother always saw the good qualities in her children. Ramakrishna accepted disciples only after testing them, but the mother accepted everyone who came to her without discrimination. It is not possible for a real mother to reject her bad children and welcome only the good ones. Once M was so offended by the conduct of a certain devotee that he requested the mother not to allow him to be anywhere near her. She replied, "If my son is besmeared with dust and dirt, I will have to clean him and take him on my lap." Girish Ghosh, the Bohemian devotee of Ramakrishna, said, "The master gave shelter to a horrible sinner like me. If I had known that there was such a large dustbin to dump all my sins in, I would have enjoyed more pleasures in my life." Like the master, the mother also gave shelter to many people with questionable character. Although her whole body burnt with their sins, she endured it silently without a murmur. One afternoon, when the visitors had left, Brahmachari Rasbihari saw Holy Mother washing her feet up to the knees again and again. When she was asked why, she replied, "Don't allow anyone to salute me by touching his head to my feet. Thus all sins enter through my body and my feet burn, so I have to wash my feet. For this reason, I suffer from illness. Tell people to bow down from a distance." Then she immediately changed her mind and said, "Please don't tell these things to Shardananda. He will stop salutations altogether."
And this is, Swamiji also. When mother was near Belur Math, and Swamiji and other disciples would go to offer their respects and make pranam. So Swamiji forbade people to touch her feet. And he said that mother takes all your bad karmas without asking. So don't touch her feet. Even from distance she will take. But at least it will not give her pain. But accepting the sins of others, the bad karmas of others, she even had to suffer. But then mother said, we are not here only to eat rasagullas, only good things. But we have to forbear all these troubles also. Yeah, so go ahead. Not much to explain. We understand. Yes, go ahead.
The great teachers of the world do not compromise truth. Even an avatar cannot satisfy everyone since each person is different. Sometimes a great teacher's actions are misunderstood because people judge according to their own viewpoints. Once a fallen woman came to a Bodhin house and fell at the mother's feet. The Holy Mother embraced her and said, "Come to me, my daughter. Now you have realized what sin is. You are repentant. I shall initiate you with the mantra. Offer yourself at the feet of the Master. Don't be afraid." Some aristocratic women from Bagbazar, including Krishna Bhavani, Balaram's wife, heard that the mother had given shelter to a woman of questionable character, so they decided to stay away. Krishna Bhavani told this to Golap Ma, and she reported it to Holy Mother. She remarked, "Those who have taken refuge in me will come here. What can I do if someone's coming to me stops others coming?" Later, Krishna Bhavani came to the mother and apologized for her wrong judgment. Swami Shyamananda. Shamananda?
Yeah, Shyam Ananda.
Shyamananda came to Calcutta regularly from Beller Mutt to shop. If the tide was high, he would return straight away to Beller Mutt by boat with the groceries. Otherwise, he would come to Udboden House, bathe, and then have lunch. Once he arrived at 2 o'clock when everyone had finished lunch. Irritated, Golap Ma said, "He does not inform us in advance that he will come for lunch. It would be more convenient for us and for him if he would let us know in the morning." The mother overheard Golap Ma's remark and came out of her room. She said, "You see, our family is growing day by day. Every day we will have to make food for a couple of extra people. What to do?" Golap Ma said, "Kshudu, Shaimananda, comes often, but he does not tell us when he will stay for lunch." "Let it be," Holy Mother responded. "Please serve him lunch soon. Already it is late. My son has come after doing many errands. You have too much affection for him. It seems he is your father-in-law." "Yes, you are right," Holy Mother agreed. These boys are like my venerable father-in-law. They are my own."
You see, that unity, sense of unity, and compassion for all, and finding no faults at all. And see, like that time, it was no joke to inform. It's difficult, in Calcutta, the traffic and this and that. Nowadays, we have mobile phone, but that time it was difficult to inform. And when you have, in the market, you have to concentrate there. So it was difficult for a person to inform. But Gulapma on the other side, she also was right, because of without information, how can one keep food for him? Sometimes he would not come. But mother wonderfully managed. It's like remarkable, the management of Holy Mother. I think one should study the management quality of Holy Mother. So that if we follow in our dealings also, we can do a great thing like here. Okay, go ahead.
Swami Mahadevananda recalled, "It was July and raining continuously. I carried some vegetables from Kolpara Ashrama to Jairambati. When the mother saw me, she said, 'You have come, very good. No one has come here for some days. There is a shortage of groceries. You stay here today and do some shopping for us.' In the afternoon, I went to the Haldi Pukur market to buy kerosene, flour, sugar, ghee, rock candy, and some other things. The weight of all the items was about a mound, 82 pounds. The shopkeeper told me, 'It will be difficult for you to carry such a heavy load. Let me call a porter for you.' I was thinking that the mother did not ask me to engage a porter, so I said, 'I don't need a porter. I shall be able to carry it. Please lift the basket onto my head.' After carrying that basket for a while, I felt the weight of it and had an ache in my head. It was raining. I held the umbrella over the basket with one hand and the basket with the other. The road was slippery, and I was walking carefully. I was determined to walk the entire path. Along the way, there was a slope for crossing the bullock cart, and when I crossed it, I felt the entire load became light. I could not figure out what had happened, and I stopped for a minute. Then, without any difficulty, I reached the mother's house. When I entered the house, I saw the mother pacing back and forth on her veranda. Her face was red and eyes were bulging. She was asking herself, "Why did I not ask him to hire a porter?" When I put down the basket, she said, "Why did you not hire a porter? You should not carry such a heavy load."
See, mother knew that
Amazing.
he was carrying such a big load, and mother was restless because of that. So that's remarkable. Yes.
Mahadevananda realized that during his journey, Holy Mother had relieved him by carrying the weight herself.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. So not to worry. When we also feel some weight, mother will make us make it light, right? So it's a great story. Yeah. Go ahead.
Holy Mother's care for her children. During World War I, people suffered from a terrible financial crisis and scarcity of goods. Poor villagers had no money even to buy clothes. One morning, Haridas Vairagi, an old minstrel from Deshra, came to Jairambati. He used to make his living by playing his violin and singing devotional songs from door to door. He had sung the Agamani songs when Girish visited Holy Mother. The mother was very fond of this old minstrel.
Okay, Agamani song means like before Durga Puja, we have a set song. Um, like a daughter is coming from far away country, and she was not mindful of us. So like that. And when he uh, that Menaka and Giriraj means Himalaya. So mother always complains that you are not going to fetch my daughter, and how can she live for such a long time, and for a whole year has passed and you have never bothered to bring her, like that, like complaining. Very nice songs are there. So that's the Agamani songs. Like before Durga Puja, it is sung. Because, in Bengal, they consider Durga is their daughter. Not only mother, they worship as mother, but daughter who has not come for long. It's not, you cannot understand here. It's a total different environment in Bengal. And daughter is given away to that, the smoker of hemp. And yeah, we heard that he has sold all her ornaments, like complaining all kind of things. So this is a kind of song that's very nice songs. Yeah.
Now, when she saw his pitiful condition, she gave him some oil to rub on his rough skin. The mother heard his sad stories while preparing a betel roll for him, and she then fed him prasad. In the course of conversation, Haridas told the mother that he had no spare cloth. That morning, after her bath, the mother had spread a wet cloth in the sun that she had used only a couple of times. After hearing his story, she picked up that cloth and gave it to Haridas. Overwhelmed, the old man wept as he touched the mother's gift to his head and left. Akshay Sen, a householder devotee of the master and author of Sri Ramakrishna Punti,
Yes, Sri
used to
Ramakrishna Puthi is translated as the portrait of Sri Ramakrishna. That Sri Ramakrishna Puthi is in verses, and it can be recited, in villages. There is a tradition in Bengal or in Indian subcontinent that they have some verses like say Ramayana, Tulsidas Ramayana or Mahabharata. In Bengal, it's Kritivasi Mahabharata, Kritivasi Ramayana, sorry. So they sing it, and every day people would read some portion of it. So Akshay Kumar Sen, wrote in poetry. So that one, now it is translated not in poetry, but in prose, that portrait of Sri Ramakrishna. But there, some extra informations are given, which is not included in the great master, that means Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play. Some say miraculous incidents also. Yeah.
Used to live in Mainapur, which is some miles from Jairambati. Because of his old age, he could not visit the mother, but from time to time he sent some buffalo ghee and other things for her personal use. Once a middle-aged woman brought Akshay's gifts to Holy Mother. She arrived before noon and had her bath and lunch at the mother's house. Seeing that she was exhausted, the mother asked her to rest and stay overnight. A bed was made for her on the veranda outside the mother's room. The woman was a little feverish and achy, so she fell fast asleep. During the night, she unconsciously soiled her bed. The mother got up very early in the morning as usual. When she saw the situation, she realized that the woman might be abused if others in the household found out about it, so the mother gently woke her up. She handed her a package of puffed rice and molasses, and then tenderly told her, "My child, start your journey now so that you can reach home before the sun gets hot." The woman bowed down to the mother and left. The mother quickly took the soiled mat to the pond, washed it, and laid it on the grass to dry. She also cleaned the veranda and mopped the mud floor with cow dung paste. No one at the time knew what had happened.
So cow dung paste, that's in insecticide. That's the way of cleaning there. And mud houses, mud floor. Yeah, go ahead.
At the time of our story, Jairambati was truly a remote village, accessible only by foot or bullock cart. In the autumn,
Now,
the road was soft and muddy.
Now railway has reached there. You can go directly from Calcutta to Jairambati.
In the autumn, the road was soft and muddy from the monsoon rains, so bullock carts could not reach the village. A couple from Garbita, nearly 20 miles from Jairambati, had heard about Holy Mother and wanted to receive her grace. One afternoon, they started their journey by bullock cart.
Okay, receive her grace means to have mantra diksha also. That's also is the way to have initiation. So it is said that to receive her grace. Yep.
One afternoon, they started their journey by bullock cart with their 4 children. The next morning, they reached Jibta, a couple of miles south of Jairambati, and then walked to the mother's house. Everyone was exhausted, especially the baby, who was suffering from malaria. The place and people were completely unknown to them. Utterly puzzled, they just stood at the mother's door. As soon as the mother heard of their arrival, she called them inside the house and received them cordially. They all bowed down to her, and the magic of her affection greatly reassured them. The mother arranged for milk and medicine for the baby. The couple bathed in Banerjee's pond, and the mother initiated them after performing her daily worship.
This is uninformed and strange, totally strange. But mother knew. So, this is not conceivable here. How all of a sudden few people come and mother had to arrange for their food and their stay and all conveniences. And in that remote place where it is difficult to arrange anything. So we can see the patience, forbearance, to extreme level. And it is all because of her feeling that they are my own. It is great. Yeah, go ahead.
After lunch, they wanted to resume their journey to Burdwan, 34 miles from Jairambati. With tearful eyes, they bowed down to the mother. She reluctantly bade them farewell and gazed at them as long as they were visible. She was so sad at their departure that she did not go to take her noon rest, but instead remained seated on the veranda, deeply thinking of this family. Meanwhile, a woman devotee found a towel that belonged to them lying in the sun and took it to the mother, which increased her sadness. Observing the mother lamenting, Brahmachari Gopesh, later Swami Saradeshananda, took the towel and ran to catch up with the couple. They were then near Banerjee's pond at the border of the village. Naturally, they were embarrassed. They expressed their gratitude to him and continued their walk to Deshra, where their bullock cart was waiting for them. Having the news from Gopesh, Holy Mother was pleased. But soon after, the woman's wet sari was found hanging in the sun near Punyakapur.
This is another. Yeah, go ahead.
The mother
Punyapur is
loudly.
another pond.
Yeah,
Punyapur is another pond. Banerjee's pond and Punyapukur. That means Punya means good karma. So Punyapukur.
the mother loudly lamented, "Ah, my child will not find her sari tomorrow. She will remember that she left it in the mother's house." Another woman made a rude comment. "How can she manage herself with such a regiment of children?" The mother said in a choked voice,
A regiment of children.
"It is natural to make mistakes. It was hard for my child to leave this place. She could not stay here even for a night, nor did she get a chance to talk to me fully." Gopesh was ready to go, but Nalini said, "Enough. You will not have to go again. They have gone quite a distance now." But Gopesh took the sari and said to the mother, "They have not gone too far. I shall be back soon." Pleased, the mother said, "My son, the sun is hot. You had better take an umbrella." In fact, the family had almost reached their bullock cart on the main road. Seeing Gopesh running towards them with the sari in hand, the devotees were ashamed and apologized to him. They said, "Truly, there was no necessity for your taking so much trouble to bring the sari to us." But Gopesh explained that the mother was worried and was sorry for their plight, and to make the mother happy, he carried the sari. This brief meeting with Holy Mother left a deep impression in their minds. They had experienced the genuine affection of a real mother.
And Gopesh Maharaj later used to live in Vrindavan, and he was also a great Swami, Gopesh Maharaj. Yeah. Go ahead.
Rajan, later Swami Vidyananda, was the full-time cook for Kolpara Ashrama and did all sorts of other tasks for the center. He was simple, austere, and very devoted to the mother. At one time, he was not getting along with the head Swami, and moreover, his health was failing due to his heavy workload and lack of nourishing food at the ashrama. He came to the mother at Jairambati and told her his problem. He asked permission to move to Varanasi. The mother asked him to stay with her at Jairambati instead. Rajan agreed and joined Gopesh in looking after the activities of Holy Mother's household. Holy Mother always offered a glass of rock candy syrup to the master during the worship and then drank it as prasad. Thus she broke her fast and distributed the other prasad to the monks and devotees. Now, every day after worship, the mother called Rajan to her room. She would sip a little of the rock candy syrup and then hand the glass to Rajan to drink. One day, the mother privately told Gopesh, "My son, Rajan's head has become overheated from cooking over the fire in the ashrama. Despite his ill health, he has worked hard. Moreover, he had a difficult time adjusting in Kolpara and wanted to go to Varanasi. I asked him to stay with me to give his brain some rest. Later, when his health improves, he should return to Kolpara ashrama and resume his work there. To that end, every morning I share with him that offered syrup, that his system will calm down." Gopesh was moved by the mother's love and affection towards her monastic disciple. A couple of months later, Rajan regained his health and returned to Kolpara. After Holy Mother's passing away, Rajan worked very hard to build the Mother's Temple in Jairambati. He was the first caretaker of the temple, but he passed away a year after it was established. Sometime in January 1917, 4 of Holy Mother's disciples came to visit her in Jairambati from Mymensingh, now in Bangladesh. As she had not been well for some time, they intended to stay for only a couple of days. The mother was happy to see them. During their stay in Jairambati, they visited Kamarpukur, and on their way back, they were caught in a rainstorm. The group's leader became ill with malarial fever. The mother was very anxious. The guest room was small and several people were staying there. Furthermore, there was no bathroom facility for the patient. The mother arranged a special diet and quinine medicine for the sick man. When the fever did not abate after 3 days, the devotees discussed the matter and decided to move the patient to Kolpara ashrama, where there was sufficient room and also a government hospital nearby. The mother remained silent. Vidyananda hired a palanquin that afternoon and escorted the patient and his companions to Kolpara. The mother repeated Durga, Durga, and bade them farewell. Exhausted, she went to bed with a heavy heart. Her attendant Gopesh sat on the veranda so no one would disturb her rest.
You say like Durga, Durga we utter at the time of departure so that our journey should be smooth and Mother Durga protects us. So this is the why it was then. And at that time, it was so very difficult in remote village. It was difficult to get things, no medicine that time, and there was only one medicine, quinine, and it was so bitter. During, if you remember, during COVID time, the USA requested India to send some quinine because that time nobody knew what is the cure. So that is quinine. Quinine saved many lives. That time it was newly discovered. And in Calcutta, it was discovered that the malaria spread because of the mosquitoes, a kind of mosquito. And then the remedy also was found. So it saved lots of life. But for mother, it was really difficult. Especially that time, even to send message, but it was challenging. Only that telegraph was available, but that also in another village. So that is why it was so difficult. But mother managed with all difficulties. Yeah.
So is it time?
Oh, yes. Correct. But this is, this, you can have this paragraph and then we can.
All right, finish this story.
Yeah.
Suddenly, a thick cloud covered the sky and created darkness all around. A thunderstorm began to blow with a terrible roar. Holy Mother awoke and came out of her room, crying out loudly, "What will happen to my son?" Her veil dropped on the ground and her hair was disheveled. She was completely oblivious of her surroundings. She rushed to the edge of the veranda. Looking up at the sky, she prayed with folded hands, "O Master, please save my son. Save my son by all means, O Lord." Observing her tearful eyes, Gopesh was dumbfounded. He consoled her, saying, "Mother, don't worry. By this time they have reached Deshra. Vidyananda is intelligent. He and the other 3 devotees are with him. Moreover, the palanquin carriers are known to be obedient and faithful." Gopesh escorted the mother to her room. When Holy Mother entered, she stood in front of the Master's picture, cried and prayed again and again, "O Master, please be gracious to me and save my child." Gopesh was speechless and overwhelmed by the mother's love for her devotees. Gradually, the sky became a little clearer. The rain stopped at midnight. The mother passed a restless night. The next morning, Vidyananda returned and informed the mother that the group had taken shelter in a home in Deshra during the thunderstorm. When the rain stopped, they took a lantern and continued to Kolpara. They had supper there and slept well. The patient and his companions were doing fine. Holy Mother was greatly relieved.
Yeah, see, now we have to think ourselves. Mother is taking all care for us. So, no worry at all. And this is not just assumption. Mother, sometimes, during Durga Puja, when people would come and offer some flowers at her feet, Mother would ask that person who was offering that offer more flowers for my other children, those who have come, those who could not come, and those who will come in future. So Mother knows all about us. And she is so compassionate that not to worry at all. Have that faith. Okay, so we'll stop here. Yeah, it's a great life that we are reading. And it is self-explanatory, so no need of intervention. But what I said in the beginning, that in our Atmic level, that we have to feel oneness, ekatva. In our mental level, what we have to feel, that we are not say equanimous. We should be samattvas. Various situations will come, but first we have to feel united. Then we have to feel samattva, that same-sightedness. All difficulties will be minimized then. And then we should be detached, not attached. And the 4th level, in our physical level, what we should do? Our senses should be restrained, outer senses. Outer senses should be restrained, inner senses to be detached. The mind should be in equanimity. And ultimately, we have to feel that we all are one. Then there will be no difficult situation. And over and above that, the compassion of Mother is protecting us all the time. So we are happiest children. It is possible. The possible happiest children of Mother. Mother is taking all care. Okay, thank you very much. What is there?
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaskar. Namaskar.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaste. Namaste. Hari Om.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaste.
Pranams Maharaj.
Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Linda.